Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching us his truth, and salutations to the sincere Akim and Akwath that may listen. May the blessing of election be over your house. My name is Brother Raquai. I'm back in here with another lesson. And for today's lesson, I'm going to be discussing an article I came across, and I thought it would just be very interesting to share with you, brothers and few sisters. Just to keep um, keep tabs on what's going on. What's going on in the world today, right? So as you can see on the screen, the title is the actor Idris Elba, and he's at WEF. And Israel is used, as a prop to deceive our own people, right? To err from the ways of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai and err from the commandments of the Lord, right? So without further ado, let's jump right into the article, and then I'm going to bring in a few precepts and interject, and Yahweh Ratazah, this will be an edifying lesson, right? So let's get into it. All right. Let's see. I'm gonna make this bigger. Oh, thank you. Okay, so it says your speed is needed now. Idris Elba calls for investment to help world's poor and opening ceremony of the World Economic Forum in Davos, right? So this is I think he was probably present because they had a big meeting last month, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it was. All right, so hang on, let's see where. Okay, so they broke up the article. All right, so here it says Idris Elba has called for investment to help the world's poor, and at the opening of the World Economic Forum annual meeting in Davos on Monday. The actor, 50, cut and dapper figure, unique gray jacket and white shirt with a black tie. He was accompanied by his wife Sabrina, who looked in a picture of elegance in a gray fitted dress. Right. The Elbas were both honored for their work in environmental conservation, food security, and climate change. Idris appealed to participants of the summit for financial support for people hit with food scarcity and climate change. Right, he said, the poor of this world are not just looking for aid and handouts, they're looking for investment. Right. With great success to finance markets, resources, technology, and knowledge, we can unlock a different future. Failure to invest massively would lead to increased hunger, poverty, which in turn could fuel social unrest, conflict, and migration. He added, we understand power and change that come from this room. We can move with agility and speed, and your speed is needed now. Right. So here's a picture of them, and and one of the points I just wanted to bring out for this video is the fact that over the past few months, I would say even maybe the few years, the WEF is actually getting a lot of popularity for a lot of these secret meetings that they're doing, right? So it's interesting to see that our people are used at the forefront. Salakia, they're used at the forefront to actually appeal to our people, right? Because as you can see here, they have this this look. He's dressed very dapper. He's known as so-called handsome man, right? So it's just interesting to bring this out, because our people are used at the forefront to actually ensnare and trap our people to err from the ways of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, right? which so I want to start off with this one precept before I continue. Okay, so this is 2 Corinthians 2 verse 11, and it reads, "Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices." And it's right, because the WEF are holding these secret meetings, and one of the secret meetings is that they want to actually put some digital ID together and control you Israelites, right? They want to continue to push more of these how would I say it? These secret sauces that they've been mandating for the past 2 years, right? And now all of a sudden you have a lot of these people that are no longer existing, and they're suffering from all of these ailments such as blood clots, right? So recently I was watching an article on Rebel News, and they confronted the spokespeople that were presenting at the forum, right? And then all these different delegates were there, like the CEO of Pfizer, and all they really care about is to get rid of you Israelites, right? They don't care about you, and that's one of the devices of Satan that I just wanted to bring out. That's outlined in that precept, right? Let's get another one. Okay, so this is Micah 2 verse 1, and it reads, "Woe to them that devise iniquity on and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in their power of their hand." And that's right, that's in their power to do so, right? Because these people have the fatness of the earth, and they have all these things that these they're basically these elites are the killing instrument that is used to persecute our people, right? So it's just interesting that this is the intent of these Edomites and these elites, right, that are working all these different snares and all these different traps, but really all they want to do is to get rid of you, Israelites, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, right? That's why they're getting a guy like Idris Elba to appeal to those people, right? Because I believe his background is I think he's from Sierra Leone, right? His parents, right? So he appealed. He has the look that can appeal to the so-called the poor of our own people, right? Not to say that everybody in our nation is poor, but we are the ones that are downtrodden. We are the ones who are more likely to be poor, that are down, and that need help, right? Verse 2, and it reads, "They covet fields and take them by violence," right? And that's one of the things that we've seen over the past year, over the past 2 years, well, 3 years, right? That's one of the things that we've seen, with this whole C18+1 situation, and their track record for what they've done to you Israelites, from slavery, go back to the Dark Ages, and all these different captivities, right? They oppress a man, his house, even a man and his heritage, right? And that's something that we've seen. We've seen that track record of these people oppressing our people through the different captivities, right? Which I'm going to bring out in my next precept. But here it says, let me just continue reading. So it says, rural communities are filled with talented, youthful populations and enormous potential for new vibrant markets. The private sector can play a massive role in supporting the sourcing of small farmers and ensuring world leaders continue to invest in holistic ways and environmental degradation and rising hunger. The UN Goodwill Ambassadors received the Crystal Award. Let's just skip that, right? So they're just props at this point. That's the point of this lesson, right? There was another precept I had. Okay, hold on. I'm not sure where it is. Just bear with me 1 second. Okay, here it is. Okay, so this is Ecclesiasticus 12 verse 16, and it reads, "An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart, in his mind, he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit." So that is the objective of these people. That's what they want to actually do, right? But our people are caught up in the look and the attire of of our people that have made it out of the gutters, so to speak, right? These different celebrities. And it reads, "He will weep with his eyes, but find an opportunity. He will not be satisfied with blood." Right? So that's the objective that they really want to do, right? That's what they want to push that charagma, and implant our people and have that digital ID so they can track you and keep you disconnected from the Lord, right? So a lot of our people will be deceived by the idea that they want that their plan is to they're going to eradicate the problems of the people that are happening to us. But all they really want to do, like the scripture was saying, is to throw us into a pit and get rid of us, right? So let's get another precept, and I want to bring out another video showing the true intentions of the WEF. Okay, so this is First Maccabees. Let's start at 1 verse 41. So it says, "Moreover, King Antiochus, who came from the Seleucid line, by the way, after the passing of Alexander the Great, wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people, everyone should leave their laws. And so all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king. Yea, many of the Israelites consented to his religion, sacrificed unto idols, and profaned the Sabbath." And right, one of the reasons I wanted to bring this out, because, as the scriptures say that there's no new thing under the sun, this is an example of our people actually straying away from the Lord and trying and joining themselves onto these different kings and princes of that time, and disregarded the laws, statutes, and commandments, right? So this is something that happened prevalent during the Grecian captivity. And what happened was, they began to profane the Sabbath and uncircumcise the children. And what happens, you stray further and further and further away from Yahweh that's supposed to set us on high, right? So this is nothing new that has happened on the earth, right? And our people, especially these celebrities, are the ones that are actually doing this, and they cause our people to err, right? Because whether they accept more money, for doing what they do, or they sacrifice one of their own, things of that nature, right? It just shows that a lot of our own people don't have the integrity, right? Okay, let's get the other the video I had a video here, showing the true intentions of the WEF.
Kim, what's on your radar?
Talking to you about the World Economic Forum's infiltration of government.
Okay, so what I want to do is just play a couple minutes of this, and I can leave the link in the description so you can get a full view of what's going on. But this is just one of the things that are the intentions of the WEF and on these elites and these banking families, right? So without further ado, I'm just going to play a bit of it.
With their members from their Global Young Leaders Program. Klaus Schwab, particularly giddy about being able to fill half of Canada's cabinet with its members. This video clip from 2018 happened to begin trending online.
A federated digital ID ecosystem developed in collaboration with Canada's best and brightest talent from our banks, telecommunication companies, law enforcement, and government. It would have the power and security to store every Canadian's electronic identity and attributes. And it would unlock countless opportunities for Canadians to verify who they are safely, quickly, and securely, while only revealing the information necessary for each transaction. A fast, easy, and secure way to bank, sign up for government services, renew driver's licenses or health cards, shop, travel, and more. Canada's banks are perfectly situated to help lead the creation of a federated digital ID system between government and the private sector. The World Economic Forum agrees that banks and financial institutions should lead the path forward for digital ID.
Right. So here, out of the horse's mouth, you actually see that this is the intention of what they actually want. They actually want to push forth this, right? Because they don't care about you people, right? They want to be able to track you and see wherever you go, and get rid of you and keep you away from the Lord, right? So, man, these people need to go down, man. Let's see, what do we got? Okay, so going back to the lesson, this is Proverbs 11 verse 21, and it reads, "Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished, for the seed of the righteous shall be delivered," right? So, that's very straightforward, right? Because it doesn't make a difference, if our people decide to participate in the ways of these elites, man, of actually trying to, so-called collaborate with these elites, right? Their wickedness is not going to go unpunished. These people still have to pay for a lot of the things that they've done in their lifetime, in this lifetime, and the lifetimes before that, right? And the last point I also wanted to make, in regards to this situation, is that Idris is the type of person that has a look, to him, right? So he's able to attract, he has some, some status in what the world would consider high value, right? So people would flock to him and listen to him for the things that he says, right? So, what I want to explain is the fact that, our people are very drawn to the so-called rich man's wisdom of this world, right? And, it just shows that, the Lord doesn't deal with the people who are up in a high echelon of places, but he deals with the lowly, the meek, the contrite, the people who are in fewer numbers, and so on and so forth, right? So, let's get Ecclesiastes. And so this is in regards to the wisdom of the poor man, right? Where is it? Okay, so this is Ecclesiastes 9 verse 14, and it reads, "There was a little city, a few men within it, and there came a great king against it, and besieged it, and built great bulwarks against it." Verse 15, "Now there was found a poor wise man, and he by his wisdom delivered the city, yet no man remembered that poor man. Then said I, wisdom is better than strength. Nevertheless, the poor man's wisdom is despised, and his words are not heard," right? So it is just in complete contrast, to the apostles and elders and, the brothers on the highways and the byways, right? So there's a complete contrast, because we're not people who have all these, certain riches, and, we're rich in, wisdom and faith, and with the Lord's presence, right? But, we're not rich as in terms of money. Maybe some brothers are probably more well off, but the point is, we're not, we don't have a lot of status in this world, right? So it reads, verse 17, the words of a wise man are heard in quiet, more than the cry of him that ruleth among fools. Wisdom is better than weapons of war, but one sinner destroyeth much good, right? So this just goes to show the complete contrast, between people like Idris and these celebrities of this world. They might seen and might be revered as having all this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, but when it comes to the men of the Lord, our apostles, our elders, on down, they are the ones who have the wisdom, the knowledge, and understanding, the Holy Spirit to actually discern what's going on in the times that we're living in, right? So anyways, I just wanted to bring that out. Hopefully this video was edifying, and I just like to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahawashi, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching us the truth. The next time I say Shalom.